Harold, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, and Ipswich doesn't hijack anything. We're just real and true all the time, aren't we?
So have you had a gay time lately?
Well, I'm very happy when I'm talking to you. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, funny, man. The heritage of the word, you've used it and brought it back into vogue. Now, you're going to tell us about the English cricket team that came here 85 years ago, and they vow never, ever to return. Over to you.
Yeah, that's right, Danny. It was in December 1936, and England had just beaten Australia by 322 runs in the first test at the Gabba.
Wow.
And it was 3 days later that the England team came here to Ipswich. It was for a 2-day match against the combined Queensland country team. Now, England in that match was captained by Walter Robbins. Now, it was Robbins who famously dropped Bradman in the third test, and he apologised to his England captain, Gubby Allen, who is said to have replied, "Don't give it a thought, Walter. You probably cost us the Ashes." And he did. Anyway, he was captaining the game in Ipswich. Anyway, also in the England team in Ipswich was Wally Hammond. He was one of the best England batsmen and world's best slip fielders ever.
Yep.
Now, the Queensland country team was to include the great fast bowler, Mergan's Eddie Gilbert.
Yes,
Now,
Aboriginal.
you probably know that that's right, and Don Bradman always maintained that Gilbert was the fastest bowler that he'd ever seen. But importantly, there were also 3 Ipswich players in the country team. There was Malcolm Biggs, who played a handful of games at Queensland, and there was Reg Whittle.
Yes.
He was captain of Gatton and was in fine form with a batting average of 133 at the time.
Wow.
And then there was Stan Faulkner. He was one of the best Ipswich bowlers never to have played for Queensland. And he'd taken a hat-trick for East Ipswich just 3 weeks before the England match. Now, unfortunately, Gilbert was, on the morning of the game, ruled out, unfortunately, but still, the match was memorable for a number of reasons.
Why?
One was that Ipswich's Faulkner took 4 for 82, which was the best bowling figures of the match. Another was that Toowoomba's Tommy Allen scored 118 runs, which was a new record score by Queenslander against the England team.
Wow.
And England's Wally Hammond refused to run, taking mostly only 4s and 6s for a nonchalant 109 runs. But that didn't stop the England team, with the full willing support of the Sydney and Melbourne media, I might add, Danny, complaining about having to play in Ipswich at all.
Boy!
Well, first of all, they whinged about the scenery, because the Ipswich Showgrounds, the most conspicuous feature there is a cemetery right next door.
So was it the Ipswich Showgrounds, was it?
Yeah, that's right. And they didn't like the scenery around it. And they also complained about the crowd, saying that only about 1,000 people turned up on day one. Now, and that included 40 inmates from the nearby mental hospital who, it was said, were all marched too conspicuously into a small reserve right behind the bowler's arm just as play was about to resume. But the apparently low official attendance was due to the ingenuity of the Ipswich people, Danny, because at least 30% more people got in for free through a hole in the fence.
Wow. Oh, mate.
Good on the Ipswich people.
Really? Initiative.
Yeah, that's right. But the biggest complaint of all, it was about Ipswich's bull ants.
Right.
Now, England bowler Bodyline Bill Rose complained about the bull ant half the size of his finger. It seemed that wherever he stood, they went after him, which probably rightly so, but especially when he tried to stand in slips. Now, Wally Hammond, who of course was also in slips, he provided a particularly strange side of entertainment for the crowd as he pulled up his trouser legs and shuffled his feet while trying to watch the ball and the ants at the same time. In any case, Danny, the match ended in a draw, but the Ipswich Bull Ants won because it seems England will never play in Ipswich again because of it.
What a great story. You'll only hear it here. By the way, Eddie Gilbert was like the Des Morris of Eastern Tigers, who's an ex-Ipswich boy, never to play for Australia, best rugby league forward never to have played for Australia, and of course racism would have been rife those days, and Eddie Gilbert should have played for Australia, so we're very sorry to the Gilbert family. Disgusting.
No doubt. But he does have a bronze statue to him now, so that's some recompense for the family.
It is. And the British Lions rugby team came here way back 100 years ago, and the crowds were enormous, apparently, and I think the captain died on tour in Ipswich. I did a story on a book once, an author wrote about the British Lions tour in Ipswich. You should look that one up.
Yeah, Ipswich always does its best to look after Australia. They killed off the England rugby league captain there, and of course the Ipswich Bull Ants now. But hey, Danny, don't forget, Australia came back in that series in 1936 to win 3-2. So you got to think the Ipswich Bull Ants probably had a say in that.
And you know what? The Ipswich representative cricket team should be called the Bull Ants.
I reckon so too.
What a great... Mate, now, how do we find out more? You put these on Facebook?
Yeah, well, links are on Facebook, or you can go straight to the website, historyouthere.com.
Don't forget, 131873. Give Spencer Howson a call and tell him how much you enjoy this program on West Bremer Radio. Thanks a lot there, Harold Peacock.